here, and today I'm going to be talking about the latest album from Litosth, Cesariana. Now this new album from Litosth, Cesariana is absolutely killer. I absolutely love this, and I'm glad I came across it because it opens up with a hell of a track in my opinion. In Waves is just so great because I could feel the vocals and the lyrics and how they flowed wonderfully throughout these conflicting moods that were delivered in this track. You go from like feeling despair, fear, ominous glares to the relief, which really blends well together. I felt like you're kind of uncertain of what the emotion you're feeling there, you know, is really unique there. And I like the glorious hope that you feel as well, the glorious light. So you get these conflicting moods, and like I said, they blend together and you're kind of uncertain of what to make of these moods. And I just thought they did a fantastic job of putting these together. It's like kind of a river flow, the way they blend together. Kind of goes with the title of the song, In Waves. You go from musical mauling to these blissful lead melodies, and I just think it's all so tantalizing. It really, you know, grasps the listener, I felt. And I just love this contrast that they created with this track, In Waves. Just hits the mind in the right spot. Great opener, in my opinion, is In Waves. And then moving on to a title that I think might, you know, some people might not, you know, understand unless they read the lyrics, Whipping Bottles. The lyrics really fascinating, the way they are written with these gripping metaphors, and they go hand in hand with the gray, sinister tone and this huge dynamic piece of orchestral elements and massive rhythms that truly, I felt, amplify the pain and the blood spilled in the lyrics and the theme. So you really, once again, you really get to feel the music convey and amplify the theme of the music. And I always love when a band does that. They're able to take musical elements and then use that to amplify what they're trying to deliver, you know, whatever message it is. You know, like for instance, if it's blood spilled, they amp up the violence or something like that, like the shredding tremolo that's underneath that conveys such panic in this, and it really goes hand in hand with the lyrics. And I felt like Litosth captured so much of what the lyrics were saying musically. So another knock out of the ballpark, I think, with these two tracks right off the bat, In Waves and Whipping Bottles. Then we go to Time Doesn't Heal. This is like a ferocious blast of diabolic music. The devilish vocal work is awesome. The devious melodies and riffs throughout, they turn into like they kind of systematically grow into this beast that lurks within our souls. And then the last minute, we kind of go back to In Waves for a second, in a sense of we're wistfully taken away. So you get that contrasting mood once again. I like that Litosth kind of threw that in there at the end of the song. You kind of have songs that differentiate from one another, but then you kind of throw one back and you make them kind of similar at the same time. So you have this enticement throughout the album. So I thought that, you know, they have this sort of originality that differentiate, but some similarities as well. So they're doing a bang up job right off the bat. Then we get one of my favorite tracks off the album, The Clay Messiah. I thought this one was really interesting. You got this hypnotic main lead with a very rhythmic pacing. There you got something there that's sort of groovy, that kind of grabs you and it lures you in a little bit. Like, felt like a calm before the storm, which was this wicked interlude. The storm was arriving, and this interlude that comes in, it has these like Hellion march that's on drums, I felt, and these, you know, these shrill screams I felt from the guitars. So really went together, and that's where you kind of get that storm. And it all connected brilliantly with the thought-provoking lyrics in Clay Messiah. So right off the bat, it's kind of one creative, diverse song right after another from Litosth. Now I'm jumping down to Cesariana. This is one of my favorite tracks on the album because I felt like it was these crumbling walls of Jericho is the analogy I gave for the entire song, with these devastating musical barrage of ferocious drums, piercing tremolo leads, and intense hostile vocals, all growing into this pleading agony with this hint of twisted deviousness. I just love what the music captured in this one. A lot of intensity, but it also had that contrast to that atmosphere again. So it was something identifiable and connects you to the rest of the songs, but also had its own bit of signature moments as well that sort of deviated from the rest of the album and gave its own identity, which I really liked about Cesariana. Cesarium. And I felt it blended actually nicely into the closing track, the Vacuum Extractor Paradigm, which contains a unique mixture of dark instruments, really well delivered vocals with this atmosphere that bestows the hope and relief that we've kind of been feeling in the atmospheres throughout the album. And I actually feel like the Vacuum Extractor Paradigm, the light, the positive almost elements of the melodies and things actually consumes the darkness in this track the most compared to the rest. And I feel like that kind of is important because this is the last track on the album. It's the closing. It's the end of the journey. And I felt like that was really important and kind of captured a lot in this track. One thing I thought was actually really crucial was the drums. The drums and how they elevated the ever-changing guitar melodies, and those same melodies somehow make the devilish vocals seem vibrant in the chorus. Again, like I said, the light sort of consumes the darkness, and we have these harsh devilish vocals, but yet the melodies uplift. And I thought that was really unique because sometimes, even though something's heavy, intense, fast, other melodies or other atmospheres or vocal melodies or whatever it is can kind of change what we feel in that. You feel like it should be angry and aggressive and dark, but melodies underneath it sort of give it a whole new light. And I think that's a really unique contrast, and I really think what Litosth captured with that is something actually really rare that you would get out of harsh vocals or anything intense. So hats off to them for capturing that in the last track, the Vacuum Extractor Paradigm. Anyways, I've talked about this album quite a bit. I really enjoyed it, what Litosth did on Cesariana. This one was really cool. Of course, all the links will be down in the description below for you guys to check out, and where to pick it up, and all the songs that I've been talking about here and going into details. Anyways, feel free to check out Litosth, Cesariana. I really enjoyed this album. Until next time, folks, how about some heavy listening?